Oh, rubbing my hands together. That's 4 from 4 for Michael Carrick's Manchester United. We started off with City. Then we beat Arsenal. Then we did it in the last minute against Fulham. And now at home against Spurs, we really got the job done. It could have been a little bit more comfortable, but let's be totally honest. United absolutely deserved to win that game. Yeah, the Romero red helped, sure. But let's not take anything away from how United played, from how Bruno played. Michael Carrick, man, look, got me believing, all right? I went into that game with more confidence that I was going to see United win a game of football than I have had for a long time. Like, I went into the Fulham game knowing that United were in good form, but I was worried that, I went into that Spurs game and looked at it and said, we're a better team. We've got a better manager. We've got a better form, better momentum, better players. We're going to win. And United won today. We had the ball in the net twice from offside. That's like 5 goals against City and now against Spurs that we've had ruled out for offside, little close offsides. But Michael Carrick, mate. No changes required. No change needed to the momentum that is running through the veins of United. 4 wins from 4. It's our first time that we've done that since Ten Hag. Amrim never did it. Carrick's done it in his first 4 games. Now we've got West Ham coming up on Tuesday. And you know what? I'm going into that game. Not worried about going to London Stadium. Not worried about United playing twice in 4 days. Screw that. I'm going into that game thinking United should be winning this game. That's how I felt there against Spurs. At first, that's what I mean about starting to believe. Starting to go into games thinking differently, and the players delivered. As did the main man himself. Was a great finish, by the way. It wasn't like some bummed finish and like just threw his leg out. He got that in off his shin. Šeško, take a look at yourself. You robbed Bruno of his assist right at the end there. But Bruno, doing what Bruno does. And that now brings up 200 goal involvements in a Manchester United shirt for Bruno Fernandes. And only one player has more than that. In that same time period since his debut, Mo Salah, who of course has been in a flying Liverpool team. Bruno, I love you. Bruno, impacting every single game so far under Carrick. And he is the architect. He is the influencer. And I'll tell you what I really enjoyed there today. Apart from the fact that we won. Apart from the fact we got a clean sheet. Apart from the fact we got 4 from 4. Some of the one-touch football from United. Though it feels like the Rondos are actually doing some sort of work in training now. United played with a bit of swagger. United played with a bit of, I'm better than you. That's what I mean. Not arrogant, just better. That's how I felt going into that game. And I think that's how United played. Now, of course, as I said, that red card kind of shifted things. I was surprised that United didn't press Spurs more in the opening 15, but it felt like we were leaving Van der Ven open because we wanted him to give the ball long. I don't know whether that was a strategic thing, but we didn't really press them too high. It was a definite red card. I was crapping myself, I'm sure you were too, about Casemiro going down. But Casemiro, did he play the full 90? I think he did. I think he took off Cobby towards the end and put on Tyler Fletcher. But while it may have taken longer for us to get that second goal, and I'll be honest, I was a little bit uncomfortable going towards the end of that game, it ultimately proved perfect. Bryan Mbeumo, that set piece. I'm definitely going to do a video on that analyst, by the way. Is it a Japanese analyst? We were speaking about Carlos Fernandes. Turns out there's somebody else. Anyway, definitely going to do something on that. Such a smart set piece. Bruno, Cobby with the assist, and Mbeumo with the finish. That's 10 goals, I think, for Mbeumo now this season. And another game where one of Manchester United's new signings has scored the goal that's made the difference. Cunha and Mbeumo and Šeško. And look, I feel for Šeško that he was left out of that starting 11. But he can't be upset because of how we are playing, because of how Carrick has got this team playing. So much more measured, a little bit more controlled. And in that second half, like we were 1-0 up, sure. But Vicario was making save after save. We were pressuring Spurs. We were kind of, I wouldn't say camped in their half because they did break through a few times. But it felt like the second goal was inevitable for the overwhelming majority of that second half. Now, I know Spurs had a couple of half chances, but it never really got past that. I wouldn't really say that was a heart-in-mouth moment. Take the 1-0 win against Newcastle, for example. You're just kind of watching that through your fingers because you didn't know what was going to happen. United came away with a clean sheet and 3 points there, but light years away from how I feel after that game there. And I want to talk about him again and again and again and again and again. Bruno Fernandes, man. You know what I want United to do? Sod this. We've got 13 games left, lad. Win them all. Win every single one of them. Win the title. No, we're not going to win the title. Of course we're not. But that now puts us, I believe, 3 points behind City. Is it 2 points behind Villa? Villa away to Bournemouth this weekend. City away to Liverpool this weekend. Just keep knocking up the results. That's all we can do. Somebody who, again, I think played well today. Somebody who's definitely been enjoying himself playing under Michael Carrick is Kobbie Mainoo. He was taken off towards the end. And something I want to say there quickly. First of all, I thought that banner across the top of the straight was awesome. And the surfer flag that comes out every year as well. But it almost felt fitting. Was that Tyler Fletcher's debut? I think it was. Because Jack Fletcher, I think, has made an appearance, but not Tyler. And it feels fitting that Kobbie Mainoo, one of our academy graduates, comes off for another academy graduate in Tyler Fletcher making his debut on the game which is the anniversary of the Munich air disaster and the Busby Babes. It feels quite fitting. And for Kobbie, he's delighted that Carrick came in. And Kobbie, it's not going to be a hot take this. Kobbie's going to be in that England squad. Playing like this, there is no chance that he gets overlooked. I think there maybe were other games where he stood out more, but I just think consistently, game after game, Kobbie's... You don't have to speak about your central midfielders every game. It's going to be your goal scorers, your attackers who really kind of take the headlines and take the limelight. But I think Kobbie had a pretty measured performance in midfield, and I think Michael Carrick will be happy with him. He's got to be happy with everyone. That was, again, one of those games where I look at that and go, I mean, Bruno Fernandes was probably my man of the match, but I don't particularly think that there was any player who had a poor performance. And I can say the same thing about all four of these first games. We are playing like a team, in and out of possession. I think there were some tweaks today. As you saw, and Bumo ended up being quite wide left. Cunha ended up being the false nine sometimes, and Bruno sometimes. A little bit of chopping and changing. But we got the 3 points. We've got the clean sheet, people. That's 4 from 4. At what point do you start believing? And I'm not saying about believing in a title pushing it, but at what point do you allow your mindset as a United fan to shift from, I'm going to get hurt, I know what's coming, to, you know what? I think United are going to go into this game and win it. I allowed myself to do that before the Spurs game. Didn't realise I was going to, but I did. And now, that's only building, because I think that game there against Spurs, on paper, is that harder than the game away at West Ham? Maybe, maybe not. Kind of depends on how you look at it. But 4 from 4, he's got us absolutely flying right now. And I've got a big smile on my face. I'm sure you do too. Hey, Carrick. 13 games to go. Keep it up.